City's on lockdown. We were played.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? I want to get into this article right here. This is just another thing that is really starting to build, and you can see it in so many different, states that's going on right now with the protests in Michigan, the protest in North Carolina.
I want to get right to the video of those arrests, and I want to read you some information from the court documents I was able to obtain. So according to court documents, Ashley Smith and others were told not to come on state property while the protest was in violation of Executive Order 121, that state property being the governor's mansion. In the video, you do see them standing there on the sidewalk. They're also charged with resisting arrest. Ashley Smith, in the video of her arrest, saying she wasn't resisting officers, and they're also charged with violating the executive order by participating in a mass gathering while failing to maintain social distancing.
And now we have in New Mexico, the mayor orders city lockdown near Navajo country over frightful virus spread. All right, let's get into this article, and it's going to blow you away. Guaranteed. Listen to this. New Mexico Governor Michelle Grisham on Friday ordered a lockdown of the western city of Gallup, saying tougher measures were needed in the surrounding county, which includes part of the Navajo Nation where coronavirus deaths have been high. All roads into Gallup, which borders the Navajo Nation, were closed, and businesses in the city of 22,000 will close from 5 p.m. through 8 a.m., according to Grisham's order, which invoked New Mexico's Riot Control Act. Okay, we're going to get into that. This is a big deal, okay?
While most of the state is starting to slowly reopen, the city of Gallup is now officially on lockdown as their number of confirmed coronavirus cases grows. News 13's Jeannie Nguyen is here to explain what that means for residents.
This means anybody who is not a resident of the city of Gallup is not allowed into the city.
As long as you are a resident of Gallup and you can provide proof that you are a resident and you live within the city limits.
11 checkpoints and roadblocks have been set up by the Department of Transportation at all points of entry into the city. New Mexico State Police and the Army National Guard will be at each checkpoint. Yesterday, the mayor of Gallup sent a letter to Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham asking for the lockdown under the Riot Control Act to slow the spread of the coronavirus there. The governor agreed. The lockdown started at noon, and all essential businesses must close from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. State police say travelers heading through New Mexico cannot stop in Gallup for gas, food, or a hotel room. People we spoke to in Gallup say this lockdown is necessary.
Follow the rules, stay at home. If you're out there in the city limits on the reservation, stay at home. You know, that's the best thing right now.
Right now, McKinley County has more than 1,000 confirmed cases. More than 500 of those are on the nearby Navajo Nation. The only people exempt from this lockdown are essential employees.
Gallup is the seat of McKinley County, which has 1,027 coronavirus cases and 19 deaths, the highest for any New Mexico county. Did you just catch that? 19 deaths. 19. And this is what they're doing for that? McKinley County includes part of the Navajo Nation reservation and area the size of West Virginia, with one of the highest per capita COVID-19 fatality rates in the country when measured against states. They're just twisting the numbers. They're going to continue to say that the infections are up, the testing is up, the positive test results are up. The spread of COVID-19 in McKinley County is frightful. Physical distancing has not occurred and is not occurring. All right, now this is going to go back just to yesterday, okay? So this was on the 30th of April, okay? And this is what she's saying, okay, the governor. The best defense against the virus until there is a vaccine is physical distance from other people. We know those who are infected do not always show symptoms, and we know the virus does not care about county lines. We must be vigilant. The progress we have made is tenuous and is subject to change. But when we reach a place, as we have, where our collective actions have begun to flatten the statewide curve, we can begin to make productive, safe decisions about alleviating some of the awful social and economic pressures this virus has brought down on us all. Today, we are willing and able to do that. As we move forward and as we make more careful decisions about relaxations, the data about this virus and its spread in our state will be our guide. Public health remains first and our foremost priority. The day before she just issued this complete lockdown using the Riot Act, the day before, she's talking about how they have gotten to a point where they can now start opening up. But when we reach a place, as we have, where our collective actions have begun to flatten the curve. New Mexico has one of the highest per capita coronavirus death rates among less populous U.S. states, with 53 deaths per 1 million people, according to the COVID Tracking Project. Here we go again. Another thing that I'm working on a video on. More on that exact COVID Tracking Project and what it entails and how far it goes. Under Grisham's order, vehicles in Gallup may only carry up to 2 people, and residents should stay home except for essential trips. Up to 2 people? What if you have 3 kids? What if you have 4 kids and you're a single mom or a single dad? Under limits in the Riot Control Act, the order lasts until noon Monday, and will be enforced by city, county, and state police, with offenders facing a potential misdemeanor charge. See, they left it at that. That's not where it actually is. It's much more than, facing a potential misdemeanor charge. This is straight from their riot right here. I'll give you the exact one. Right here. This is from the Riot Act, okay? Any person who, during a state of emergency, fails to comply with restrictions imposed by the proclamation of the governor under the Riot Control Act through December 10th, 2021, is guilty of a misdemeanor, and upon conviction of a second or subsequent offense under this section is guilty of a 4th-degree felony. And another thing with this Riot Control Act, did you catch the date of where it expires? 2021? Agenda 21, maybe? And I don't know if any of you see my video a while ago on this, but when they declared it a public health emergency of international concern, I was just doing research on it, and I came across this. Listen to this. The emergency committee will be asked if this outbreak should be deemed a public health emergency of international concern. A fake. Pronounced fake in health law. Do you think that's just, maybe that's throwing it in your face that the truth is not what we ever think it is, and that most of these things are fake, just like they say right there? I don't think that's a coincidence at all. And then listen to this too. This is all still in that city in Gallup, okay? Federal health officials also have linked the severity of the problem in Gallup to an early outbreak at a detox center that was followed by infections among homeless people and nursing homes. Listen to right here. Homeless residents who contracted COVID-19 were being offered temporary shelter at 4 motels at the expense of the state to isolate them and slow the spread of the virus, according to Ina Burmeister, a spokeswoman for Rehoboth McKinley Christian Healthcare Service Hospital. And then listen to this. We can't make them stay. You've been putting all kinds of people in quarantine and telling people they couldn't leave for 14 days. So what do you mean you can't make them stay? We're trying to get them to stay until they're cleared by a physician as no longer infectious. No. Do you truly believe that they gave them temporary shelter at 4 motels because they're so worried about them? That they care about them that much they're going to put them up in a hotel or a motel? They've been homeless this entire time and you haven't cared about them at all. And we're supposed to believe that now you care about them, that you're going to take care of them. I've seen these exact news stories all throughout the United States. California, New York, Texas, New Mexico. It doesn't matter. This truly seems like one of their targets is the homeless people, okay? Another thing, too, that I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of it. We all know how they stopped the returns, right? Your can returns. Michigan, we have a 10-cent return. But they stopped it. You can't take any cans back now. The first thing that came to mind to me was the homeless, okay? And just people that aren't well off, that need to use cans. I've done it. You can take the cans back and, help you get some food or whatever it is. But when they stopped the cans being able to be returned, that's just another way to crush people. And, the ones that were able to get a little bit of stuff because of the cans that they had or were going to go and find, or get, they can't do that anymore. It's just another way that they are attacking you and cutting off any chance you have, to survive. Just tell me what you think of that. I just thought that's just what it stood out in my head. City officials requested new state of emergency under the Riot Act that can prohibit people from walking streets and using certain roads. Violations are punishable as misdemeanors on a first offense, as a felony on the second offense. See, this article got it right. Emergency declarations under the Act expire after 3 days and can be renewed, which we know they're going to do it most likely. I don't see them not extending it. McKinley County has at least 1,064 confirmed cases of COVID-19, accounting for more than 30% of the cases in New Mexico. It has far more infections than counties with major population centers such as Albuquerque, Rio Ranch, or Las Cruces. The steep climb in infections in the Gallup area has shown no sign of flattening, according to the state health official. The chief medical officer of the Indian Health Service in the Navajo area has said a new surge in infections is underway across the reservation. In all, more than 35,000 cases have been reported in New Mexico, with more than 130 deaths. Yep, you heard it. 130 deaths for the entire state. And this is what they're doing. For most people, the new coronavirus causes mild or moderate symptoms such as a fever and cough that clear up in 2 to 3 weeks. But they're doing what they're doing and people are allowing it. For some, especially older adults and people with existing health problems, it can cause more severe illness, including pneumonia and death. The vast majority of people recover. Over and over again, okay? The vast majority of people recover. Then why are you doing what you're doing? We know we know the answer. I'm saying, how can the masses not comprehend that? It is so blatantly in your face now that it just shows how deep the deception is. I did just talk to a lady yesterday, and she was completely on the other side of the fence. And she started hearing a couple different videos, and she somehow came across mine and watched, she said, like 3 or 4 videos 2 nights ago. And she did what you're supposed to do, is go and look into it. Check the information I'm talking about and go and see for yourself. And she went and did that, and she went down the rabbit hole that you would say. And guess what? She's completely on this side of the fence now. Because it is that blatantly obvious if you just go and look. Problem is, people will not go and look. Here's some on the Riot Control and Prevention Act. It says the law states the governor, after finding that a public disorder, disaster, or riot exists within this state or any part thereof which affects life, health, property, or the public's peace, may proclaim a state of emergency in the affected area. So in order for this act to be invoked, there must be either a public disorder, disaster, or riot. The clear intent of this law is that it can be invoked when there is either rioting or civil unrest in the streets. or the danger of immediate rioting or civil unrest due to some sort of disaster. My stomach just like, I mean, I got sick in my stomach, and it all just like, just hit me. When this is their plan right here, they're going to start popping these up everywhere because they already know that it's coming. They know the rioting, civil unrest is about to happen. You see it everywhere. It's all these protests and all these confrontations are happening everywhere throughout the United States. They know that. That's why they're doing this.
You can continue your event on city streets. Move back. State property is closed. Move back.
They're staying one step ahead. And with them brainwashing so many, it's easy for them to stay one step ahead. But we know what's going on. We have to share this information. Please share this information. And another thing, it's another poor city. These are the poverty rates for Gallup. Okay, and it's extremely high. Okay, it's right here. Hold on a second. Show you it. Right here, income and poverty. Yeah, look at this, almost 30%. I mean, that is extremely, extremely high. So another spot that they hit that was poor and, just normal people that they don't want around. And how many homeless have disappeared? They tell everybody, right, we're going to go in, we're taking them into these mobile homes, we're taking them into these campers, we're taking care of them, And then I see video after video of them showing how, oh, look how nice the cities look. We cleaned up all the homeless mess, but you really think that the homeless are just chilling in some motel or chilling in some camper? I mean, they went as far to say in LA that they were giving they got like a couple, their own camper, and then they had the campers spread out 6 feet apart. You're talking the thousands of people, right, that were in California. All the ones that have been homeless, ones that lost their homes in all the fires, so on and etc. Those homeless people, that most of them are probably gone. It's sad but true. This is how they use these crises. What do they say? Never let a good crisis go to waste. And they're not. That's why we have to share this information, because it's building. It's definitely a tinderbox right now, and it's like they are ready to throw the spark on right now. So we really, really need to continue to pray. Keep praying every single day. Multiple times we're doing group prayers. 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Western Time, and any time at all. Just pray. And if you need to be prayed for, you need a family member or anything, leave it in the comments or email me, and I will definitely put you in my prayers every day. We're in this together. Without us being together, we're done. We don't have a chance. Okay, we have to stick together, and we have to trust in Jesus. That's it. Okay, this world truly has been taken over by evil right now, and you can see it. I hope each and every one of you is doing okay. Remember, don't fear this. I'm just giving you the information. Please do not take this like I'm, telling you to freak out. I don't want that at all. I do have a bad feeling about what's happening, but that doesn't mean that I want you to be scared, because I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. I just see it coming. But you never have to worry when you have Jesus, because he wins in the end, you win in the end, and that's the end of the story. There aren't new chapters. It's not happening, okay? So you don't have anything to worry about as long as you are, for sure, saved with Jesus. He is the only truth and the only way. All right. I got 2 other videos that I'm working on right now, and I will have them up tomorrow. If there's anything you would like to have me cover besides this, because this is just non-stop, leave me a comment or send me an email, and I'd love to try to put together a video on whatever topic you would like. So, all right, everyone, you all have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.